Right, let's see what we can find in this sanctuary. Granted, it's not outright ruins like Adam implied, or at least not what I would consider ruins. Hell, this place looks like the most pristine-looking place Thomas has ever gone to so far in the franchise. Of course, I also wouldn't really consider it a sanctuary, since it has all the marks of being the center of that Ravenbeak guy's government. Though I've got to assume he's considering trying to find some other place to have his seat of power, considering this planet is overrun by the X, and whatever Chozo troops he has have either dwindled to an obscenely small number, or have been completely consumed by ZX. At the very least, I doubt he has the numbers to do anything on any real galactic scale. But then what would I know about how many troops you'd need to take over this galaxy? About 40 monsters on what should have been an isolated planet were a galactic-level threat. And then it turned out they were the only thing eating another galactic threat. So who's really to say if Ravenbeak constitutes as a galactic threat all on his own? Yeah, those walls and columns look pretty pristine for ruins, that's for sure. Wait, did that one X turn into two within seconds? Not that I'm an expert in creatures that reproduce via mitosis, but that feels like bullshit. Then literally everything about the X is bullshit. That's why they're considered a galactic-level threat, even though most of the galaxy has far less experience with these things, wandering all over the place, like the damn Metroids. And the Federation's first thought when learning about these things was, how do we capture them, back when they had multiple copies of Samus's suit wandering around and causing chaos? Sure, I've had more experience with monsters that assimilate others and see the galaxy as one big beast than anyone in the Metroid franchise possibly could, but still, you'd think more than just Samus would have considered that the dumbest possible idea. And it's not like we've learned all that much what the fallout is for Samus sending that space station into a planet in such a way as to destroy both. As far as I'm aware, she has had no contact with the Federation since the end of Fusion. She came to this planet to exterminate X on her own without any contract binding her. I just can't help wondering what her next actual interaction with the Federation is going to be like, now that she's stolen the AI that was supposed to be her handler and destroyed so much Federation property. Apparently, I should have been more concerned with the damn-hopping enemies down here than how the series will go later on. Holy shit, those things just ripped me to shreds! And apparently we don't get a checkpoint of any kind if we get killed by recurring enemies in a random spot like that. Hold on, just gonna fast forward until we either get back to where I died or we get to some other place we haven't explored yet. I'm not even sure why I'm going this way when it's already filled in on the map. Am I just taking out my frustrations on the enemies we'll come across on our way through? Come to think of it, I probably should have said something about those strange floating things that can electrify a platform. But then, I've already talked about the sheer number of enemies in this game, and how that just plain feels impressive. But for this individual specific enemy, at most all I can say is they are more annoying than actual mines that explode in our faces. Yeah, nothing I can do to get to that clearly important point on the mini-map from where we are with what we've got right now. We need something else to open that particular gate, and I'm pretty sure that something else is whatever's past the area we got killed in. But first I've got to stop going in circles and actually try to get where we died last time. And we're back to the room where I died last time. Dear God, even the palette swaps in this game are unforgiving. Now for the kind of monster that actually killed us. Well, I managed to kill the one that killed us. That's gotta be worth something. And of course, the Emmy's practically on top of us now. Sure, it can't see us right now, but still, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be doing yet another long bit of fast-forwarding, just to make up for the sheer number of deaths this bastard is going to inflict on us. It's just downright depressing that we're 19 clips into the game and I'm still just as unconfident against these things as I was back in the first clip of the game. It doesn't matter how many tools I have, how many accomplishments we've done on our way to get to this part of the damn road. The fact is that if you can't fight it in a conventional way, you're gonna be treated like a total chump. And I have been slaughtered by pretty much every model of Emmy in this game a depressing number of times. Even the one without any real gimmicks behind it managed to rip me apart so often, it made entire other games look tame in comparison. I've never had a death tally in this series, but even if I did try to have one, this game would have broken it. Especially since I skipped quite a few death footages for the bosses. Even if I didn't do that for the Emmys. Why did we have to be underwater while trying to avoid this damn thing? Doesn't it already have more than enough advantages since it can apparently see through walls, as well as shoot a projectile to slow us down through those same walls? Not that it's needed any projectiles to keep killing us here. We have not managed to move a goddamn inch in this room yet. Bloody hell, feels like we're not gonna have much choice but to try moving when cloaked. Otherwise that bastard is just gonna keep on finding us. Right, definitely too much to hope that I could slip by it for at least a little while. At least we made it back out of the Emmy area. That is most certainly progress, even if it's the kind that's hard to really measure. And another of those green barriers. Whatever the gimmick is for those things, I hope it's nearby. Anyway, may as well save since I don't want to risk the game crashing and me having to get by that Emmy again. But then we're probably going to have to deal with the bastard several more times before we're finally done with him. Right! Apparently nothing else in this corner that we can get to. Just another day at the office, though honestly I would prefer the office closed down for good. I just have had more than my fill of those robots for this game, and I hate the fact that I enjoy far too much of the other things around here to just walk away. Hell, this game even managed to get me 100% behind the story. Why am I even bothering to bomb that bit of ground when I damn well know that it's not going to do anything? I scanned it and bombed it earlier already. Right. Of course we need to go back into the Emmy's area so damn soon. Fingers near the fast forward button right now. Just move on, you bastard! You've got to be kidding me. I refuse to burn through our health for long enough to avoid being seen by that thing. I mean, dear God here. I wish I could actually say I feel tense, but again, we've dealt with these things far too often in the game. I'm just frustrated and annoyed that we keep having to deal with these things. And, of course, for some reason the Aeon powers didn't seem to recharge as fast as I was expecting that time. Why the hell did I go this way instead of... For God's sake, there was an exit from the Emmy area right there! And of course it's faster than us underwater. Why wouldn't it be? Right. Let's try that again, only with the fast forward button on. Have I mentioned that those damn things do a really good job of making me feel like an idiot, and have been doing so from the start of the game? It's not that they're impossible to deal with. If they were, then I wouldn't have been able to get 19 clips into this game. I just do not find them to be a fun experience, and they are literally the only thing that I downright hate when it comes to Metroid Dread. Have I mentioned that I hope that later installments of the series, both 2D and 3D, stay away from giving us monsters that can kill us instantly, with no fight, and constantly patrolling various areas we constantly need to get through, because this feels like a good time to reiterate that. I have a hard time finding my way in any of these Metroid games without the added tension of having to dodge around these things over and over and over again. Why am I not moving? Aeon energy literally does not recharge unless you move. We've known about that for a hell of a long time. Even among deaths to the Emmys. That felt pretty dumb. And that was all on me. And that's quite the accomplishment considering just how many times we've died to them so far. Have I mentioned that I feel that Quiet Rope deactivating the damn things was the point in the game when I felt like I had some of the most joy in this entire experience? Every other hostile we can actually fight against. We got quite the exposition dump there, and we even got to hear Samus speak for the first time in the series. I don't count the droning on she did in Metroid Other M, and again, I'm damn glad I still haven't figured out how to get that game to control right on my emulator, considering it was the primary reason I sold my damn Wii. Though, that reminds me, I still have to set aside some time to record Metroid Prime 3, which Yeah, I am intending to actually do commentary for. I swear, I just keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. Possibly a reason that I rarely feel grabbed by games that go the Dark Souls route. Also probably the reason why the 2D Mario and Sonic games never drew me in. Fucking hell. Am I some kind of glutton for punishment? Do I enjoy watching Samus get stabbed in the neck so often that her suit may as well have an induction port of some kind there? And we're finally out of there, for now at least. Place your bets, how long until we're back in with that Emmy? On one hand, I appreciate that robotic enemies don't get assimilated by the X. On the other hand, I'm kind of surprised that the X haven't sent anything to try taking over the sectors that are still being patrolled by the Emmys. At the very least, I would like to see the two groups fighting against one another, even if it be very one-sided in the robot's favor. Anyway, looks like I can squeeze in one more recording session into this clip, as much as I would have liked to have ended it there and take another breather. We're getting closer and closer to the end of the game here, at the very least. It looks like I've got 17 more bits of raw footage from the end, if you discount the 3 I put into this clip. I haven't checked how much time that actually translates to right now. I'm pretty sure if I checked, I'd feel depressed because I want to get to the conclusion now and decompress after a rather difficult game. Right, apparently we've got another tough enemy to deal with. Huh. For some reason I was expecting another spearman. Oh, this flying bastard. Well, this thing certainly reduced my health in a hurry. Right, so round 1 didn't go so well. Hold on, just gonna cut 2 other deaths, then we'll see how he fares when I have a better idea of his attack pattern. I suppose I could have claimed that this is only the second time I'm facing him, not acknowledging the deaths that I cut. Still, with the sheer number of times I've died in this LP alone, I'm pretty sure I don't count as proud, just tired. I actually kind of like the fact that when that creature covers itself in electricity, our missiles don't land. Sure, we're not locking on with our missiles, so electronic defenses shouldn't have that kind of effect, but still. I also can't help respecting the fact that unlike a lot of similar-looking flyers, it doesn't just charge at us in a way we can counter easily. Sure, it still has a very similar moveset as a lot of those enemies we've dealt with, and it does charge, but it's still different enough to throw me off. Part of me wants to say it took certainly long enough to kill the bastard. The other is annoyed that there was no warning that this one would do the same thing all the bosses in Fusion did, and just turn into a geometric shape trying to ram into us. And have I mentioned the sheer amount of annoyance I have that this game does so much less to give us a hint of how much more damage an enemy can take before we're done with them, than any of the other 2D games I can think of. Because I really would prefer more of a sign that we're close to the end of a fight before it abruptly ends. I somehow doubt I'm gonna use that for anything other than opening specific doors. Anyway, excuse me while I fast forward our way to the end of this thing. Kind of funny that I feel less coordinated after fighting a boss for some reason. Wonder why that seems to have been the case for a number of boss fights we've gone through in this entire series. Right, time to test out our new multi-lock missiles. I can confirm they work, and that I'd be more inclined to just regularly shoot the enemy rather than pull that particular trick. Definitely appreciate that the save point wasn't that far away.